Hello. Today I want to talk about something that I was reminded of last night as I attended my first TED Talk. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with TED Talks, they are generally speaking 18-minute speeches that cover a variety of topics and are posted to YouTube and shared internationally. And last night in Omaha was the first one for 2015, and I attended and was reminded of something that we all have, but no one ever wants to talk about. And the subject basically was about prejudices, and the topics included comedians that were kind of using humor to um, not enlighten us about prejudices, but to try to understand that they exist, and our way of getting through fear is to kind of laugh at them. And it got me thinking, where do our prejudices come from? Why do we prejudge some people in one kind of light and prejudge or don't judge others in the same kind of light? And topics of discussion included, for example, last night, you know, where we were born and raised, and the teachings and culture that we were surrounded with that influenced us in one way or another. And there were comments made by people in the audience that said that they would have no problem, giving someone a ride um, here in America, because they needed one, whereas most Americans are a little bit more hesitant and a little bit fearful of picking up a complete stranger and transporting them to whatever destination they have. But as it regards to prejudices and prejudging people, I know what it's like to prejudge people. And I think that we all have prejudices for whatever reason. And my hope is that they are not based on race, religion, creed, and or other social avenues that come to light. But it is something that we need to talk about. And we all carry those biases with us. And hopefully, experiences, mostly good, will help influence the change in those influences as we get older. And, it was brought up that, it takes one, for example, used car salesman to make every other future used car salesman someone that we want to distance ourselves from and basically eliminate from our life. And in the same regard, it takes one good used car salesman to us to convince us that there are good used car salesmen out there. And I think the problem with our prejudices and our biases is that because it is easier to find the negative and to be fearful and less trustworthy of the unknown, that we naturally put our walls up and decide that we are going to be in self-preservation mode or protection of ourselves because it is safer that way. Instead of allowing things to unfold and us to develop our own opinions based on the actions of this new person and what they show us. And as we get to know them, obviously, our opinion will change, or it will tilt one way or the other for sure. And I know I had prejudged someone that had come into my life several years ago based on what I had experienced previously. And I needed to give that person the benefit of the doubt. And I think, unfortunately, we don't do that. We don't give people the benefit of the doubt. We automatically assume that they are there for their own selfish reasons, or there's an ulterior motive. And I think if we give people a chance, then good things come from those chances. But if we don't, then we limit the opportunities for us to learn something new. And obviously, I'm not talking about putting ourselves in danger or when our life is at stake, and obviously there are very extreme circumstances when we should not give people the benefit of the doubt. But we need to trust our gut a little bit more when it comes to experiencing new people and putting our biases aside and allowing them to show us who they are. Regardless of what experiences we have had, regardless of what we have been taught, regardless of what we know, everybody deserves a chance. Everybody is allowed to be their own person. And we need to not look at someone and just automatically decide what level of education that person has, where they come from, what their views are, because chances are we're wrong. And I think that this is the start of something that no one ever wants to talk about, but it exists. And our very first step that we make in deciding that the world is better when we admit that we have these issues and talk about them is how we make the world better. And learning from each other and listening to people's opinions without contempt and without judgment is the best way for us to move forward. So, as you are looking around in your life and you are experiencing new things and you are encountering new people, I hope that you set your biases aside and that you allow people to show you who they are before you automatically assume that they are not worthy. This is going to be something that I really focus on personally, and although I consider myself unbiased and very open to new people, and I've done great strides in that, but I think it's something that we all need to take notice of, and depending on the situation, obviously, but listen to our gut, give people the benefit of the doubt, because chances are they're doing the same exact thing to you. Have a great Tuesday. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Have a good one.